Hi, my name is Harold DeMoss. I also go by King Noble Dumbass. I'm here at the mayor's office on Memorial Day. They're closed, I know. But I'm kind of camped out right in front of his door. I've been doing this off and on for a few days here because I've got no place safe to sleep. The last time I went to jail, now, mind you, it was for breaking a telephone right in front of the police station. I just came out of the office from being ignored from the fuck-ups at the Chula Vista Police Department. Being ignored so much and being homeless, being screwed over by the Chula Vista homeless oppression team, they don't do outreach. Well, then I came over to the mayor's office and did with their homeless oppression team. They don't do outreach. They have 65 tiny homes here in Chula Vista. They can't seem to fill them up. And everyone trying to get in gets told either the people that get in don't last long. They're given 90 days and get out. Now, I can understand 90 days, you tell them at the beginning of that, but you're probably gonna have to go another 90 days just in case they didn't get a job. It's not always gonna be so easy to get a job, especially when the government sent all our jobs overseas. I've been watching more and more YouTube videos. Some of them are connected back to The Simpsons about how AI, artificial intelligence, is now stealing the jobs of people. I mean, Amazon's got people with robots, and now you got robots that are looking human that can, well, replace the police. They can replace lawyers through AI. Can you imagine when these machines start replacing doctors? See, everyone keeps talking about all this stuff, but they rarely ever bring up Arnold's movies. See, in the Terminator movies, they were talking about Skynet. And in the future, the robots replace us humans. I seem to remember an episode of The Simpsons saying the same thing. And now that Trump is going to do the same shit again because he's going to bankrupt this country with his tariff wars. Now, I'm not a big fan of his, but I do agree with him on the fact that people should have been buying American all along. Many years ago, I used to live in Vegas, and I dated this Chinese girl from Hong Kong. She told me, ancient Chinese secret, buy American. Don't buy Chinese cheap crap. What does everyone do here? They go to Walmart and buy Chinese cheap crap versus good quality things. Now, I've had to go to Harbor Freight, which is not necessarily the best quality, but it's not exactly Home Depot prices either. These are pretty decent Chinese-made things that I used for a small time. And I didn't want to spend a fortune because I didn't want to get stolen and throw away my money. I am the black sheep of my family. I'm the black sheep on both sides of the border. And if Mayor McFuckup had just given me that tiny house for a little while, I could have gotten work. And when I got to work, I could have gone to go move down to TJ myself. See, before I go to move to Mexico, I have to secure a job here in the United States making a decent living so I can support my lifestyle in Mexico. I'm looking at buying a motorcycle through Walmart, made in America, maybe not in the United States, but still America. I don't know, because I'm told they are made in the United States, I think, in America, that way. But they're not sold here in America, and when I show the prices to these people, they think they're expensive because it's thousands of dollars. No, that's thousands of pesos. So it brings the price dramatically down. So first I have to get a job here, go down south of the border, secure my dual citizenship, which I do have a right to. My mother was born in Mexico. I have her birth certificate, I have mine. And I'm getting in this fight to help out the president of Mexico. I'm proof that life up here in the States sucks. Because I lost a friend of mine to fentanyl. And the second time I went to jail, it was for stunning a guy. And the police have taken away my right to bear arms. It was the very people that had assaulted me. And I have the police report to prove it. It was Frankie the faggot fucking Nazi, also goes by Frankie Middleton. Theophanes or something like that. Admitus, Theophanes, something other. I don't know, it's a Greek name, but he goes by Ted. He's another one of those clients over at NAMI under that cunt Connie who can't do her job. She did okay as an employment specialist when she was with Vision's Clubhouse. Because the prior person couldn't find anybody a job. She found, I think, 8 people jobs, but they weren't much. She just helped them get the stuff done, and they'd found themselves jobs. Matter of fact, one of those people, they used to call him Crybaby Ray. He's a friend of mine, and I call him King of the Road Ray. And I confronted him and said, "Hey, what's up, King of the Road?" He was all pissed off and didn't understand what I was saying. He only heard what he wanted to hear. He heard Crybaby Ray. That's all I was calling him. He didn't understand that I was telling him that the people that called him Crybaby Ray, like Larry Sombrano, who gotten out of jail, was crying he's gonna go back really soon. So I told him to go to AA meeting. He wanted me to spot. Yeah, okay, great. He went to a couple of AAs and whatnot, and then just kind of fell apart. Massive drinker, nice guy, but when he's under the influence of alcohol, he's a real asshole. He's taking shots at me, trying to punch me. He hit this guy that's not here because he saw 3 of me. So like I say, when I'm sitting there surrounded by idiots like the city council of Chula Vista, which is all corrupt, they embezzled the $6 million of the community development grant fund money to get those 65 tiny houses a couple of years ago. And in this time, they've not been able to fill them, and they're turning people away, calling it vetting. Wow, Curtis Bittner, crackhead, meth addict, he got one. Robin, another lady I know, she was given one, 90 days, 60-some years old, kick her out on the streets. Because she drinks and smokes. She smokes a lot of cigarettes and marijuana and drinks a lot of alcohol. So, being that they're kicking people out and not helping people, I'm trying to prove that to my community. In the words of Damian Marley, and that's who I'm taking my marching orders from, protect your community at all costs. And the police aren't doing it. I mean, I was a victim of the shit from the police as one of the people who signed up with Jeff Pace and Frank Giammi under the homeless outreach thing to do the graffiti abatement job. Now, the program only lasted 3 months, but Jeff told me if it didn't work out, I could double it up and do it for 6 months. I didn't last the 3 months because he loved the work of tweakers who couldn't do their shit, left a 5-gallon of paint outside that dried up with the tools right on top, all dried and broken. So the whole thing went to waste. But he preferred their inefficiency as to the fact that I did 2 coats almost. I was almost finished with the second coat when he came in and said he hated my efficiency. And he didn't get the proper approval for the doubling up my stuff under that fuck up Frank Giammi. Yeah, Frank Giammi's a lazy fuck up who can't do his shit either. He was just looking for promotion for some political agenda. Cardenas, who was Carlos of the Cross de la Cruz, his boyfriend, one day when an MTS officer had invited me to get a shower with the, I think it was part of the San Diego rescue mission that they had their trailer that they bring around to different places. Yeah, they go all over the place to different places, so these places don't have to spend the money. If they all spent the money, they wouldn't have to have this guy go all over the place. They could have a few more of them. But like I said, I'm a disgruntled Chula Vista constituent, and I'm asking for the resignation of Mayor McFaggot. Juanita McFaggot McCunt could not take me on a challenge of, hey, we'll camp out right in his front lawn. He'll be here real quick every day. But he's too lazy. He doesn't like sleeping on concrete. He likes having a nice, comfortable bed. Even though he's denying me one. Yeah, his homeless oppression team here, up here, Stacy Kurtz or Kuntz or whatever her name is, they've, I guess, Scardenas quit. I don't know what happened with Xander Cage, Carlos of the Cross, he cannot carry, De La Cruz. But anyways, they're a bunch of fuck-ups, and they're phony. So, just want to let you guys know that. Good night, Chula Vista.